Let's talk about pranayama. So in this exercise, we're going to practice Nadi Shodana. Nadi Shodana means cleansing breath. And so when we practice this is the foundation of many of the pranayama techniques that you would learn in a yoga teacher training course. And when we do Nadi Shodana, it's said we're accessing and actually strengthening these tiny channels in our physiology. So Nadi, these channels, right? Shodana, simultaneous strengthening and purifying of these channels. The first step is to find a comfortable position of seating, and you just want to have like an open chest and make sure your spine is relatively straight, and you're going to use your right hand, which symbolizes the solar energy. So we're activating here. So the first step is you take your thumb and you're going to cover your right nostril, and we're going to exhale completely through the left side. And as you breathe, you can have your eyes closed. And we're just going to take note of the breath in our body. So when we exhale, just really feel the full expression of that exhale. And then inhale. And then when we inhale through the left, noticing the fullness of that inhale. Where does the top of the breath reside? And then we close the left, exhale through the right. Exhaling all the way, inhaling through the right. Again, noticing at the top of the breath, lingering there a little bit, just momentarily before switching and exhaling through the left. So that completes one round. And we do typically 4 rounds to complete one set or one practice. So typically you do Nadi Shodana practice, and they recommend you do it 2 hours after eating or 30 minutes, 20 minutes before eating. And the reason for that is because we're really accessing the subtle currents in our body's field. And if there's a lot of digestion happening, there's a lot more energy going to that system. There's more blood going to the organs that operate in digestion. There's more kind of fatigue, or maybe there could be some more heaviness. So we like to practice when we're clear. So the best times to practice are twice a day. So again, taking the right hand, covering the right nostril as we exhale, inhaling through the left. Letting the breath suspend at the top before we switch sides, exhaling through the right. Chilling out at the base a little bit, noticing at the exhale before we inhale. Letting the breath suspend at the top before we switch and exhale through the left. So that completes 2 rounds, so we have 2 more to go. And on the last round, when you switch, you're going to exhale all the way through the left. And that completes 4 rounds. So we're almost done with our set. What we're going to do is, as we exhale all the way through the left, there's one more step, which is now we're going to access what's called the Brahma Nadi, which is the central channel of breath. And the way they do this is you cover your eyes with your palms, and you're going to press in slightly with the edges of your palm into your nostril so that there's a slight constriction in your breathing. So you're going to do it about even pressure on either side of your nose, And you're going to breathe in through the nose and really just visualize this central channel running all the way up from the base of your spine, all the way up to the top of your head. And so as we do this, it may be a much slower breath, and we just gradually, not forcing it, but just trying to bring the breath up through the spine as if we're seeing it raise up like an elevator to the top of the head. So exhaling all the way. And this is to finish the first set. You're going to hold your breath here. Relax. And exhale. So, Nadi Shodana is said to balance the left and right channels of the body, the major channels of the body, the Ida and the Pingala, the feminine and masculine, the lunar and solar channels. So this actually brings into harmony these channels. This brings like an alchemy to your breath. And in doing so, immediately I notice a fine feeling of softening and a kind of permeating ease that's just rippling out from my center. And so typically you would do this twice in one sitting. You can start with once a day, and you do this ideally at the same time a day, or you do this every day consecutively, and then you can add more repetitions into your life after that. So yeah, so this is Nadi Shodana, cleansing breath. Let me know what your experience is in the comments, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Thank you so much, and be sure to like, share, and subscribe this video. Stay tuned for more yoga techniques and practices for your wellness. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you next time.